Hey guys, this is Allison, and I wanted to give you guys a update on my measurements. When I went to my training session, it was last Wednesday, I believe, and I got a check mark on all of the, measurements. So I get pinched like in my back, my arm, my legs, my waist, my hips. And so far, everything's going down. Like, for example, I started at a 30 waist, I think. I have to get all the measurements, but I'm at a 15. So your girl is getting there. You know what I mean? I have to reach like a 3. Like, it has to be this much fat that my coach has to pinch off my hand, which is scary to think, but it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like if anyone's ever skydived before, you know that the instructor is going to tell you, okay, this is what's going to happen, and then they have like the safety precautionary things that like you get into it, and it's like they're walking you through what's going to happen in that sequence so that you're not worried. So my coach, in the beginning, he told me about what my body's going to go through and how I'm going to drastically change, because this is something, not everyone's going to do. He told me about how the people around me are going to look at me. He told me how my friends are going to judge me. He told me how relationships can be affected, how my mood is going to be affected. And, I feel like now I'm being more intentional with what I do, like my workouts and how I just go into every day. Ultimately, I have no choice, so, well, I do have a choice, but I told everybody I'm doing the show, so I can't not, you know what I mean? So I wanted to talk to you guys about how I started my fitness journey. I know I talked about bodybuilding and how I got started, but I wanted to talk about like my childhood and how I grew up with that kind of mentality, just to see if, anyone kind of relates. Hopefully you do. But in, I guess, middle school, high school, I was always active. I was always in every sport, club. I tried to get myself involved as much as I could. So I did gymnastics for 8 years. I was a gymnastics coach. I was a weightlifter for 4 years. I was a dancer for 12 years. And I worked in several gyms, like 3 to 4 or so, from custodian to sales counselor to assistant manager. I did them all. Fitness has always been my lifestyle, and it's funny because I actually sell health insurance now, and that's my day job. I work 8 to 8, and it is relentless, the hours that I work, on top of doing everything else, meal prepping, going to the gym every day, stretching, taking the dogs out. I have those 3 big dogs, having time with my partner, having time for myself, just self-care and all that. It's a lot. This isn't something that's for the weak, and I say that very heavily because I was too a weak person before I began this journey, and now I feel like every single day that I condition my body's doing the work, and it's just my brain telling me, okay, just do it, stop overthinking, just do it. Even having to record also takes time, right? But my body has the energy now to actually do it. So that's why if I'm like, it's only because I woke up like 5 hours ago. Yeah. One thing that's good also is sleep, if you guys didn't know that. But anyway, gymnastics, weightlifting, all those things that I've done, it's not like I have amazing genetics. I mean, I could say I do have good genetics because I am 100% Ghanaian, and I know our kind of history, our background holds weight. So as far as good genetics, I don't really know, because with my family background, we are more predisposed to like high blood pressure, heart attacks, type 2 diabetes. My father has it. So it's kind of weird that I made that switch. And I think I talked about, having to make that switch because I knew 5-10 years from now, I'm not going to be able to get back snatched as easily as I could do now. But also, I didn't like do this just overnight. I didn't do any of this overnight as far as changing my body. I have a video that I found that was actually from October when I first started like trying to just work out more, and I wanted this trainer to like take a video of me. And it's so funny because I look at it now and I'm like, how heavy was I? And it's funny too because I looked at it and I was just like, oh my God, I look so heavy. But thank God I did not delete that, because looking at it, it's like oh my goodness, I can feel more confident in what I look like now. And that's really the best thing about all of this, is because my coach said you never really have confidence as you get thinner. You just look at the progress photos as like, you look at them as they were the worst ones, like you cringe at the one before. So it's so true, because the one that I have even like a month ago, I'm like, wow, but this one was from October. It is February. So I'm just flabbergasted, honestly, at how much a body can change and how much I've put into it. Like, it makes me tear up, actually. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I think in the next video, I want to talk about how many meals I eat and how I, time what I eat and generally what I eat. I don't want to mess with my coach's, I don't know. I don't want to mess with the meal plan that I also paid a lot of money for. So I'll give you a general idea, of course, like it's pretty basic, but honestly, it's up to anybody to watch it if they do want to watch what they eat. But I am getting a lot more, I guess, better with tracking and making sure that I have all of my nutrients, all of my carbs, protein, everything. I don't track like macros. My coach just gives me a list of what to eat and when to eat it, and I follow it. It's not that simple, but it's that simple. Like I think I said in my other video that I am now doing low carb days and regular carb. So 4 days low carb, which is Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday are going to be the regular carb. So what sucks about that is that the low carb days, it really takes a lot. It takes a lot out of me to just get up and go. Not even to the gym now. I think my body is on autopilot when it comes to the gym. Like I wake up and I'm just like, okay, what time are we going to the gym? Because that's the only thing I've done consistently since September of last year. And I've gotten to this point where I'm just like, I'm not addicted to going to the gym, because every time I go, I'm only going to be there for an hour and 15 tops. Like I'm not going there for like 2-3 hours, and I'm not doing all that. I'm doing 5 workouts, 20 minutes cardio. That's it. I put all of my energy into those workouts. I'm very intentional with every rep, every set. Even walking on the treadmill, I am intentionally looking at my future. I'm kind of visualizing, okay, I'm gonna be walking on stage in 22 weeks. I gotta be really, really tight on every aspect. And I really noticed that I've stopped caring about what people think, which is crazy because that's what we all do, right? But when it comes to the gym, I've stopped looking around and trying to get anxious about something. When I was first at the gym, it was like, oh my gosh, I really hate going there and people staring at me because I don't know if they think I'm too dark or if they think I'm too big. And those two things are just, that was my life, that was my childhood, and I didn't want that. But I call it my childhood because it was 8 years ago, and even though I'm 27, I feel 21. But throughout all this time, it's been 7 months now that I've been training, and I have 5 more months to go, or 4 or 5, I don't even know, I can't keep track. But it's a lot of months, and the last thing I'm gonna do is walk into the gym and put my head down or look around and be like, oh, I can't work out over there because this person, no, not gonna do it. The girls at the gym that I work out at are kind of, I don't know if they're vicious or if they're so alpha female that they don't want to accept me as a person. Just literally the other day, I'm working out in front of the mirror. It's a big kind of gap from me to the mirror, but there's a lot of space everywhere else. This girl comes in, she's wearing booty shorts, and it looks like she's training also, but she comes in and stands right in front of me, linear to the mirror, and starts just practicing posing. And I don't know if that was a power move or what, I don't know what it was, but I actually just grabbed my phone and I looked down and I just started smiling and nodding my head, because for me it felt wow, you think I look that good that you are intimidated to go in front of me and disrupt my workout so I can look at you for what, to feel intimidated? Once I immediately laughed, and I'm very intuitive, so don't even, whatever. But once I, looked at my phone and just laughed, She walked away, came back again, did it like 3 more times, and then noticed that I was not giving any kind of attention to that. I'm at the gym and I'm not going to look at this other girl, because in my mind, I visualize me having first place. I'm not going for second, third. I'm not just training just because it's fun for me. I'm training for a future. I'm training for a legacy. I'm training to build something of a foundation for, the rest of my life. I want to be in the best shape I can be for the rest of my life. So I'm very different than a lot of people, but even in the fitness world, because I won't look at my constituents and, look down on them or be jealous of them. Great, you won, you worked hard, amazing. But I'm still gonna keep working harder. I'm just gonna keep working harder and harder and, be consistent. So yeah, that's all. All right, like and subscribe.